Good evening, friends. We start tonight with the ongoing controversy involving agricultural giant Monsanto's Roundup product. Well, the key ingredient in Roundup, glyphosate, is known as a carcinogen. Now, one man is taking the company to court. 46-year-old Dewayne Johnson is currently diagnosed with terminal cancer, and he's blaming Roundup, saying he used the product 20 to 30 times a year between 2012 and 2015. Well, a judge has granted Johnson an expedited case, saying he may not make it to 2019. Johnson is the first of over 800 cancer patients suing Monsanto. And for more on this case and Monsanto's cover-up, we go to Fred Kaufman, author of Bet the Farm, How Food Stopped Being Food. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Natasha.
And, when you hear about this case from Monsanto with at least 800 people claiming to have major health problems, what are your thoughts? Is this something that you saw coming?
Well, the world food movement has been all over Monsanto really for the past 25 years. I mean, we're talking about a company that's brought us PCBs, DDT, Agent Orange, and again, they've proven to be very bad players, having litigation all over the place. And of course, the World Health Organization, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, and California State have all called glyphosate a possible carcinogen, the one exception, of course, being the EPA.
And what do you say to Monsanto's claims that glyphosate is one of the main ingredients in Roundup, that it doesn't cause cancer?
Well, I think this is what we're going to see in the upcoming days. I mean, this trial is really beginning tomorrow in earnest, and the lawyers for Dewayne Johnson are promising 10 employees of Monsanto going up to give evidence if there was some ghostwriting, if there was some tampering with evidence. Monsanto is saying 800 studies show that it does not cause cancer. It has clearly been shown to cause cancer in mice, but we're going to see if there's a cover-up.
And so, speaking of a cover-up, you mentioned the EPA. Do you think there's collusion with the EPA and Monsanto?
These are things we don't know. These are things that we're simply hoping will be uncovered, and just a lot is on the line. You can see that, in fact, that Bayer AgroScience bought Monsanto just last month for more than $63 billion. It seems that they've set aside a fund of less than $300 million for possible litigation claims. So really, at this point, the parent company, Bayer, is not perceiving this as a major threat.
And do you think that this case could ultimately have a bigger impact and maybe lead to banning certain carcinogens?
The impact of this case is really the story here. I mean, it is absolutely huge. You have to realize that not only is Roundup used for the vast majority of America's corn and soy products, but in California alone, this herbicide is used on more than 450 agricultural products. We are looking at a sea change in terms of the kinds of herbicides that would be used, and even more than that, what we're talking about is the future of transgenic products. We're looking at the whole nature of patenting and intellectual property rights and a huge amounts of money on the line in terms of the future of agriculture.
Do you see Monsanto getting banned?
Well, Monsanto, what's so clever about the takeover with Bayer is Monsanto doesn't exist anymore except as a corporate fiction. So it is possible that glyphosate might be banned. Europe has been fighting against it for a while, but the great beauty or horror of this takeover is that Monsanto as a brand is officially dead.
Interesting. And quickly, if you can just tell us, when you were writing your book, the research that you found, anything that people might not know that you discovered?
Well, I think what we're looking at here is this whole notion of biopiracy, this whole notion of Monsanto, as it used to be, adding one little bit of DNA to a product so it would combine so well with this particular herbicide, and then reaping in hundreds of millions of profits. In their last year in business, Monsanto brought in more than $14 billion. So that's really what we're looking at. We're looking at a profit-based, transgenic conjunction, and it might fall apart very soon.
All right, Mr. Kaufman, we really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for your insight.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.